Like so many institutions across the world, Ardee, one of the best city schools in India, has been lying silent for 6 months, waiting. In that time, the simple everyday things we took for granted have all changed. But Ardee will prevail. Ardee will spring back, despite the new normal.
The day we've been all waiting for is approaching. The time to return to the nostalgic school routine of sports, events, labs, studios, but with a new norm of hybrid lessons, personalized health and safety kits, bubble groups and clusters. What we now need to be doing, every single one of you, every single day, is to follow the rules and directives of this new norm. We also urge parents to now start talking on coping with strategies of reconnecting with friends at school, practicing school routine and sleep timings. Remember, mental well-being is more important than the anticipated threat of the virus. Our counselors and all members of the Ardee team are prepared with practical tools and activities to cope with this long gap of disrupted attachments. It is our goal to ensure student safety and provide opportunities in creating meaningful, engaging learning. We understand it. Have faith in us.
Ardee is more than ready to meet the challenge. The school will be equipped for optimal hygiene and sanitation as per the government health and safety protocols. These will be across 4 major categories: physical infrastructure, scheduling and staffing, transportation and food service, health and behavioral policies. Safety and protocol measure meetings will be conducted for all students and staff in a staggered manner at regular intervals. A variety of different sanitizing systems are being employed. ULV flogging, high-pressure steam treatments, fumigation treatments, and manual wiping is being done repeatedly and on every surface that will be touched by students or staff members. Ardee is ready, and the time has come to welcome our children back to the campus.
During the past few months, thankfully, my professional life has been very busy, but my social life has been zilch. Social interaction has been restricted to my 3 family members, and I would love to meet people outside my laptop screen. And I think the students have been in the same position. And during our virtual classes, we have these weekly socials, and the children love to be a part of it, where they play a competitive game or they showcase a talent. And the happy banter that we hear during these sessions reflect the longing that each child feels about wanting to come back to school. In fact, I remember that when we started school this term, we conducted a poll, and only about 35% of the students wanted to get back to school. And when we conducted a poll recently, as many as 80% of the students wanted to come back to school. So I guess the children are missing the connect that makes education complete. And the Wi-Fi, the mic, the camera is hampering the emotional development of the children. And the children who have been so resilient all throughout this period are really looking forward to coming back to school. And we are waiting for them to come back to school, because we feel that no relationship can be complete without the human touch.
The new normal will be apparent from the first step into school. Students will be allowed on campus in a staggered manner to avoid crowding at the gate. As and when the school bus services resume, seating will be organized keeping social distance in mind, leaving every other seat unoccupied. Entry will be allowed only between 8:15 and 9:30 a.m., giving staff time to prepare and sanitize learning areas prior to student arrival. Also, mentors need time to get to the classroom before the students do. Schoolmates with masks, face shields and gloves will receive children directly from their cars. Parents, nannies and drivers will not be permitted to exit their cars during drop-offs and pickups. Students, mentors and staff will walk through a sanitizing tunnel with a mask on. As a precaution, all parents should check the temperature of their child before dropping them off to school. A health check by recording temperatures by the school nurse will be carried out at the gate. These checks will be repeated at other times during the day as well. Anyone showing symptoms will be isolated immediately in the isolation tent and then sent back home. Those with non-COVID related ailments will be sent to the school infirmary.
I must share with you that I've been blown away by the arrangements, the procedures, the protocols that everyone here is following. In fact, not only do I feel safe here, but it also gives me a sense of comfort to be here at Ardee, my second home. I also wanted to share that during these virtual interactions which I have been having with the primary students, one of the most significant facts that has stood out for me is that all the students have been mentioning how much they are missing being at the campus, just simply chatting in the corridors or maybe playing during PE or just sitting in the Earth Cafe. So I think it's just the feeling of being together. So I strongly feel that we all must get together and give them back their lost childhood in a safe and a secure manner.
With social distancing norms firmly in place, the usual assembly area is no longer the first stop. To ensure that a safe distance is maintained and that contact tracing is being responsibly taken care of on the entire school premises, a color-coded bubble plan has been put into place. No child will be permitted to leave their color zones throughout the day. Small groups of students will be assigned different colored bands and then will head straight to their respective classrooms.
Kids, have a nice day. Please move to your classes. Thank you. Remember to sanitize your hands when you reach your class.
The bubble groups in our school are really helpful for social distancing because all of us have a band, so like our yellow band. So I can only hang around with my yellow bubble friends and I can't go outside my bubble.
How are you? Welcome to the class. Please put your choppy.
So this new normal had brought us all a lot of angst, and I as an individual was really very skeptical about moving out and working with different individuals, thinking about the fact that I'm a part of a joint family, I live with my parents and my lovely grandparents. But on the contrary, when I came to school and I saw all the safety protocols that we were following and all our crazy ideas started to get implemented, all those insecurities just flew away. And then coming on to the later part of it, I also realized that what is the whole point of being in a school? The whole point of being in a school is to learn, adapt and apply, right? And this is the only place, this is the right place for kids to come in and learn of how to be living in this new pandemic situations, of how to adapt to the latest things that they can't really have a control on. So going ahead with that, I also realized that yes, life is a race which we can't win sitting at home. So yes, we all have to come out and beat the virus.
Color-coded zones have been created in each classroom to assign students to small groups. Corresponding colored stickers will have been affixed to their desks. The desks have also been fitted with transparent, high-grade desk shields for even further distancing. Likewise, the school has also been divided into color-coded zones with identifying markings to allow children to explore various zones throughout the day.
Very well. 6 sides. 6 sides. And how do we make 6 with fingers? How many are these? Wow! Virtual 5.
The colored bands will inform each child of his or her assigned colored zone.
Okay bro, when you gonna come back to school? I miss you bro. Now looking at the situations after the precautions taken, it looks really safe, so I'd love to come to school.
I think one of the most important things that we all missed and craved during the lockdown was the physical interaction and generally just enjoying ourselves around the campus. With the school reopening, we will get exposure to all of that, and I think that will enlighten this sort of fire within the student body to be more enthusiastic in classes. Generally, the school has laid out a detailed procedure to ensure that everyone's secure and I, as a school vice captain, along with the student council, will ensure that those protocols are enforced properly. So I think, yeah, all of us are really excited to be back.
Even though their desks have been sanitized earlier, students of all ages will be encouraged to wipe down their desks and chairs with sanitizing wipes before settling down for the lesson.
I'm a mother of two students who come to Ardee. One is 2.5 years old and the other is 4.5 years old. So as a mother, I had so many apprehensions that how am I going to expose my young children to this new normal? And during this lockdown, I've had many emotional breakdowns, and I'm sure you too have had, because I've been trying to struggle between my work from home and their classes and my classes. So it's been really hard on the children. I can just say that I was really impressed because the pre-primary students are at this tender age where they do not understand social distancing. And we at Ardee are striving to give them a contactless day at work. So the first question I thought was, my child is going to be going to school, touching everything, and then all the other children are also going to be touching all that. So there's only contact, and Montessori is hands-on. So what I felt really impressed me was that every child's workstation is designated and uniquely only for that child, sanitized for the day, and no other child touches that. Even for the material, when a pre-primary student is coming to class, the shelf is designated to the child, and the child is being designated that particular work for the day, so there is no other child getting exposed to that at all.
From our youngest babies to our senior-most, protocol measures are all in place and in every learning space. To this end, we will be following the blended class methodology. This is essentially a combination of physical classroom and virtual teaching. This is achieved by staggering student strength by dividing them into physical and virtual groups. Students who choose to stay at home can continue with their classes online and interact with the school mentors and with their classmates who are in the school premises. But the school isn't only about lessons learned in the classroom. While none of the activity rooms will be out of bounds, safety protocols framed by the crisis management team will be in place. Budding inventors and product designers, musicians and artists will continue to explore and create. Though group singing and sharing musical instruments is not allowed at this time, the school has addressed the issue creatively and will use innovative ideas to communicate through sight music, songwriting, and learning about vocal technique. And when one lot of children finish a class, our staff swings into action to get prepped for the next group of students. By midday, with all the creative and intellectual juices flowing, it can build up quite an appetite. Under the new normal, in order to avoid crowding and any risk of inadvertent transmission, we are currently not opening the Earth Cafe. Children will bring their own food and water from home. Pre-primary and primary students will eat in their own classrooms. Staff members will ensure regular washing of students' hands in the washrooms that are routinely treated with high-temperature steam.
I saw that all precautions have been taken place that could have been anywhere in the world. So I think everybody's just agitated and tired of being locked and wants to come out and meet their friends. And I think it's safe to say that Ardee's taken all precautions, and I'm confident to come back to school when they decide to open.
One of the major fallouts of the pandemic has been a complete suspension of all sports and physical activities. At Ardee, sport is an essential part of our routine. Keeping all government guidelines and protocols in mind, students will not be allowed contact sports. Our sprawling indoor sports hall provides adequate space to ensure social distancing. Students' hands and all equipment will be sanitized before and after play.
The school campus now awaits us, so let us return and embrace this new norm with the pure, unadulterated joy of rebirth and elation.
Ardee will spring back, and no doubt in the coming time, students will be back on their marks, ready to get set and go on to take this school to greater heights.